When God Made You. When God made Makani, he sent a whispering breeze filled with pungent scents from a distant land to tickle his toes. God opened his heart wide to desire the horizons and sprinkled him with music, laughter, and hearty courage. Then God smiled and said, "Makani, explore." When God made Bridget, he gathered cheeriness and fireworks and pink fizzy candy and trapped them into a silken purse. For 3 long days he shook the purse and added one by one a speck of dirt, a quiet sphere of blue, and a seed from the tallest climbing tree. Then God placed the purse across Bridget's shoulders, breathed his sweet breath into Bridget's tiny toes, and said, "Bridget, dance." When God made Hikaru, he filled a golden chalice with the deepest thoughts and swooshed them in an endless circle. Then he added bits of bright melodies, an ancient dragon scale, a ripe red cherry, and many pages from a well-worn book. Lastly, God poured the luminous liquid and breathed his humble breath into Hikaru's small mouth. With tenderness, God said, "Hikaru, speak." When God made Carmelo, he pressed seeds and sunbeams, raindrops and fields of green into the palms of Carmelo's hands. He drew a circle in his left palm for happiness and a circle in his right palm for fruitfulness. And rejoicing, God said, "Carmelo, plant." When God made Aaliyah, he took black silken hair from a desert horse's mane, wound the strings round a silver flute, and blew one clear note into the sleeping child's ear. From a cool desert spring, God spooned 3 tear-shaped droplets into Aaliyah's lips and blessed them, one for clarity, one for purity, and one for boldness. Satisfied, God said, "Aaliyah, sing." When God made Shira, he gathered feather quills and rhyming words and silver chimes, then swirled them round so fast they became one wide stream of rainbow. He wound her hands with the colorful river, breathed this holy breath of hope into her palms, and pleased with his work, God said, "Shira, write." When God made Chinedu, he stretched tight a skin on a broad drum and filled the hollow space with thousands of turquoise beads and acorn seeds. Near a deep well, God placed the muffled drum to beat, then shaped Chinedu's long legs for swiftness, his hands for tenderness, and his soul for faithfulness. God pressed the drumbeat into Chinedu's heart, placed a sick child in his long arms. Then God said, "Chinedu, run." When God made Elina, he pulled moonlight from the north, starlight from the south, sunlight from the east, and candlelight from the west. He planted the 4 lights round the steadfast soil of her soul, and beaming with gladness, God said, "Elina, pray." When God made Mateo, he gathered a speck of stone, a mite of mud, and a whit of wood. God cupped them in his holy hands and flung them into space until the stars had glazed them smooth. He coated them with silver layers of diligence and honesty. Then happily, God handed the stone, mud, and wood to the young child, saying, "Mateo, build." When God made Theodore, he fed him spoonfuls of horizon lines and shifting shapes in every shade of blue. Then, in his mind, God layered light and dark with love in lazy afternoons. Blessing the boy, God said, "Theodore, paint." When God made Sabira, he melted laughter, hope, and truth into a copper cooking pot. He added 6 pomegranate seeds, a skein of orange wool, and 3 shards of brick. He spun the liquid into the shape of a horn, adding 1 tiny drop of zeal and another that longed for paradise. Then joyfully God shouted in a loud voice, "Sabira, lead." What beautiful things was God thinking when he made you?